So hi, I just recently, today in fact, got hold of a little camera, really cheap, so cheap even I could afford it. And what's the first thing I did? Took it apart. Yeah. So why did I do this? It's because the shutter was not working properly. It was, how can I put it, slow. You could see grease on the shutter blades and all that. So I decided to take it apart and clean it, and then spend about 3 times as long trying to get it back together again. And I've got it back together so far, as you can see. And unfortunately, I forgot to put the front cover on, and it won't go on over the lens. So I've got to take all this off again and then put this back on. Yeah, great. Anyway, let's see how we get on, shall we? So let's have a go at deconstructing all this again and then putting it all back together again. This'll be fun, won't it? Right then. Oh dear. So I'll take all this off again. I've undone the screws in here already, so that's that top bit. So there we have the aperture. We've got F something and F something else. No idea what they are. Would you believe? The little shutter there, which is working fine. Unfortunately, I've got to dismantle that bit because that. Oh, I just realised I can take it apart without taking. Oh yes. No, I can't. Damn. So I've got to take this top off again and then spend an hour trying to get it all back together again. Damn it all. Right then. So that can come out. Start undoing more screws. Adjust the lens a little bit. Yeah. There we go. And another screw. Now this is the bit where things may start flying out, because yeah. But hopefully I won't have to take the bottom plate off, because this is the bit that was. So if I keep the damn, little springy bits going on there. Oh well. But that can stay on, so hopefully that will. Which way around is it? Fab. In fact, I'll go as far as to putting the screws back in. So where are those screws that keep the body on? Yes, this. I don't know which they are. These them. I think they're the silver ones, little tiny screws like that. Can you see that? No? There it is. Yeah. Is it even in properly? Oh, that's on the floor. I've got spare ones. This is gonna be hell. Oh dear. I made the mistake of not taking pictures before I started putting it all together again. Make an adjustment here. Focus, focus, and then this is excellent. So I've got my, yeah, that's better. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm filming, I'm using the iPad as a remote control for the camera. I'll show you what I mean. Put that safe. Okay, right. So there you are. We've got filmception. So that's the what the camera's seeing. So that's my hand in front of the camera. So I've realised I can do manual focus on the screen there. So I can focus. Thing is, I don't know if it's focus. Anyway, it doesn't matter. let's go back to get some work done. I'll worry about that later. I'll get this back on because this bit was really tricky. So I think I'll take those screws out. Yeah, it can stay there if you like. So this is the shutter release, little lever here, which sits in there somehow, except it doesn't because this goes on top of there. So this goes in there, then this goes on top of it, then this goes on top of it all. But this little spring hooks into something on there, right there, and this is going to be difficult. Change on camera, so let's see. There we go. Still recording. Okay, right then. So to get this onto, right, so that's on there like that. Don't know if you can see that. And then I got to get this onto there while getting that hooked onto, is it that? Yeah, onto that, because that's the screw. You're right. Okay, here we go. So that thing goes into that hole there, and then I gotta get that. Okay, so that's what that does. So the lever pulls that back, and the spring pulls it back. So the shutter lever turns the whole plate. Shutter lever turns the whole plate, and the spring pulls it back again. So basically it does that. So now we'll get this spring hooked onto there. Right then, got to get the right tool for the job. Pair of tweezers. Not exactly the right tool for the job, but it'll do. Of course, you're not gonna. Because if I do it so that you can see it, I won't be able to see it. So anyway, so that's in the right place. That's in the right place. Moving around. So the trick is to not have things flying about. So I've got that hooked up. Where is it? It's there. Huh! First time. Better than last time. Would you believe it? Oh wow. Can't quite see, but you can just about see it. There's the screw. Sorry, there's the spring hooked on. Yeah, it took me ages doing it first time around, but it's not. The trick is to get that onto there without it. Oof, blimey. Right, so anyway, that's fine. Now, how did I do it last time? So I'll put it flat down, and then turn this over. I'm trying not to do that. So actually I think I will screw this in, because I know if I don't it's just going to be falling apart on me. So that's right. So there's got to be a little time a little later on when I'm going to be out down on the floor looking for the screw that fell down there, but until then, as long as it just doesn't fall off, that's all I need. This won't go in where I want to go in. Not in the right place. Oh. Yeah, just need to get it slid in the right place. Come on, focus. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Meanwhile, it's out of focus, as you can see, but I'm not going to bother with that right now because I want to. Oh, there we go. Right then. Okay then, so that's that bit done. So So, right then. Oh, then. Right then, so that's it there. So let's. Excellent job done. Shutter's working. One of the screws is still in there, so that'll make it easier to get it in. Yes, fantastic. Right then. So what I need is a screwdriver with a bit of a magnetic hold on it. So I think this one will do the trick. Doesn't fall out, so I'll screw things in. There we go, fantastic. I'm going to put it in part way. I'm only going to do it part way with this particular screwdriver because it's a bit more small and delicate than the other one. But so I do the hard work with the cheap one. There we go. And one more. Check the shutter's working. Can you see that? There you go. There's something white underneath it. This will do. Oh, it's not white, but it's white enough. Well, we can't quite see, but there. And you've got a bulb setting there. So if I switch that to the B, then it stays open. We'll see better that way. Something just fell out. What was that? Where did that come from? Where? What? Oh, it come from in. Oh, that's something else. Well, I think they came from out. Oh, yes, I know what these are. Well, I'm guessing what they are. Came out in there. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's right. The tweezers in. Oh, I didn't realise that was that. Yeah, that's because this camera is a film camera. Takes pictures in, as you can see, it's half frame there. Flip the switch. If you can move it without the switch here. Yeah. So you can get a square negative, as you can see with that. Flip it to the other side, and you get a half frame negative. Doesn't look to be particularly well shaped, but well, for what is effectively a toy camera, it'll do the trick. It will do. So anyway, go back to the front and start putting things back together again. In fact, I'll put the back on just to make it less cumbersome. So lock, lock, is it on properly? Lock. Yep, that'll do. Now then, let's make some changes here. Manual focus again. Fabulous. So you got the aperture setting. It's for sunlight or cloudy. Those are your only two choices. Make sure I get it in the right way around. So that's other side up. There we go. Simplicity is the key. Here we've got the lens. Still got the screws in there. Right, let's get back to business now. The manual focus on this thing is really slow. Anyway, is it? I can't tell if it's properly sharp because reasons. But anyway, here you go. Right, so I've got to get this right way around. That little tab goes into the slot. Into there, like that. Right, just some screwing down. So it's not over yet because there's still some tricky bits to go, mainly placing the top plate back on. As you can see from this, there's that there, which is basically the spindle. So I've got to put it in properly. There's a spring underneath there, so I've got to fiddle with that a bit to make sure that that stays on. Then that's going to go on the top of that, which is your frame counter. Oof, blimey, there's a spring involved in there as well. Let's drop on the top there. So that goes into there, then that goes into the top there. I wonder if we can take this top off without breaking it. Something I can do that with. Little sharp knife. No. Can't get into there. Oh, I'm breaking the tips of this blade. Ooh, no, no. Oh yes. There we go. Luckily I've got some double-sided tape, so I may need to dig that out, but I'll see. Put that away. Undo these screws here. Tight. Yeah. By the way, don't try this at home unless you don't mind losing a few bucks. So then that goes on top of that. Excellent. Right then, so we need to make sure I've got this little thing, which is the switch lever thingy for changing that. When I got it out of the box, for reasons I don't know, this was not engaged to there, so you couldn't actually change anything. The only to do was to take the top off and then put it back into place. Don't know if any of this is making sense, but anyway, let's give it a go. So that right, so now I've no idea if this is in correctly, because it's supposed to return to 0 when you open the back, because there's a tiny there's a spring in there, so I've no idea how that's fixed. So let's see if we can locate where the spring's supposed to be fixed. I have no idea. I had a look at this before. Maybe it's in there. Oh look, so fixed that in there. No. Or perhaps it's in that space there. Because it drops on like that. Just guess of figuring out how where this thing hooks onto, because there's a little like hook there. So is it there? So have a look. Because that's a bit out the, or maybe it goes down into there. Let's see if I can do that. If any of this is making sense to you, well, you're doing better than I am. No, no, it doesn't look like it. Maybe not. Maybe it goes down. No. Thinking perhaps it fits into there, but then Not that either. Perhaps you need to have this on for it to work properly. Because but that goes on top of there, so. Right, so this goes on first, then this goes on top, which is what the spring is for. So it looks like I may have a camera that doesn't have a functioning frame counter. That looks like it may be the case, but maybe. Right, I'll drop this on top. And so will that actually turn? What is it? I may need to do some experimentation with this to see just what goes on with that thing. But until then, I shall try to put the spring somewhere else where it looks like it should go. Maybe that is where it connects to. Just get that held in there for a while, get the bottom off. Oh, it does go back. Does it go back to the start? No idea. Anyway, I'll worry about that later because it's not going to concern me. I already have a film camera that's got a malfunctioning frame counter. It didn't stop me from using it. So the tricky bit when getting this top onto there will be locating this little thing onto that there, with that falling out. Yep. Anyway, right then, stop messing around and just get it done. Oh, that'll do. Getting the right around. Right then. So here's the top of the camera. As you can see, what we have here is a Diana film camera. See if we can get it focused slightly better. And so that's the front of the camera, so turn it round. That's the back. That goes on top like that, which doesn't fit like I thought it should. So I know what you're thinking. No, and I haven't forgotten the little switch. Just want to make sure this thing goes on. So the trick is how to get that in there without breaking it. No, I'll have to do it. Yeah, that way. So let's see, here we go. Get it back off. Just goes. So then do it like this. Oh dear. This doesn't help with having all this. Anyway. Drop you back into there. Oh man, this is gonna drive me crazy. What did I think of that before? Just push it in there first. Following up my fingers. Yeah, so where's right. Right then, so I figured if I put it in there first, so I need something to hold it in there. And I shall use some tape. It's got some tape. Got some here, some tape. This is, what side of tape is it? It is splicing tape, putting together audio tape. I've been using it for videotape. So here we go. Right there, stops it from falling out at least. Except it doesn't because it's just full up. Here we go again. Push it back in there. Right then. Here we go, a tiny mini. Let's go, let's go. Here we go. Excuse me. Let's go. There we go, that's on. Fantastic. That switch working? Yep. Right then. Got some screws in place now. Right then, so get this one at the back first. It turns out the recording stopped because the camera was busy, quote unquote. Anyway, so I don't know how much you've missed, but here we go again. We're recording again, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Anyway, we'll take the back off and we'll see if this is working. So let's see then. So we're in half frame, square, half frame, square. Excellent. Back on. Locked. Right, got the other two screws. Here's another one. So that's the tape counter right now, film counter rather, is at 18 or thereabouts, probably 17. So what how that's going to work now, I've no idea, but it's not resetting at 0, unfortunately. Let's see if we can fiddle with it. Well, I'm not going to take the whole top off again just to... Actually, I think I am, because I'm that kind of guy. Close the back. Right then, I shall put a bit of tape on just to hold this back on. I'll hold it together. Both sides. See, this tape isn't all that sticky, which is a good thing because it doesn't leave any residue. But it may not be such a good thing because it means that it's not going to hold it properly. But you never know. One screw down, two to go, get it in. There we go. And the back one, tape's in the way. So just want that to be at 0, not at 15. I'll put that aside. So how am I going to do this then? Put the screws somewhere safe where I can see them. How about if I turn it to 0 when I put it in? Will that work? Because if I do that, how will I make sure that it comes back afterwards? This is tricky. What to do? I've decided I shall not worry about it. I'll just put it back in and we'll go from there. Right then, you stay there. Oh, come on. So I'll put the spring in a slightly different place. That's turning as it should, I think. Got the top back on. Oh, that went on easier than last time. Find a screw, little magnetic screwdriver. There we go. Screws there, so oh dear. There you go. Man. Right, so I don't know if you can see, but right now that is on. It's focusing. There we go. E. So it says E right there. So I wonder how long that'll be before. I wonder if it'll come back to 0, to E when I take the film out. Film wind. You notice it's not changing, because it only changes when the film's actually transporting inside the camera. Right then, I shall put the lid back on, or put this top bit back on. Yep. There we go. And it uses 35mm film, as you can see right there. So drop that down onto there. Just press it down because I don't want it falling off, because you know it's going to. I do have some pretty good double-sided sticky, but hopefully I won't need it. I just press it down. Right then, next thing to do is to finish up the front bit. So I have to take this thing off, which is the little name plate. So that's also double-sided stickied. So I shall, it covers up, what's it called, a vanity plate or something like that. So I'll just drop that in there. And yes, I've got the feeling it's got to pop out any time. Yep. Because it's also not flat anymore. It got bent slightly when I took it out. But check. Right then. Oh, it's not falling off, so that's okay. And then you've got the, there's one screw missing. Oh, there's another one. For a moment I thought there was too many screws, but there isn't. So then I put this bit on the front there. Now this has got lots of glue in it, as you can see there. Don't know why they need it all that much glue, but because there's a screw down the bottom to keep it on. So why you need both, I have no idea. So this is the smallest screw out of the lot. So let's get that in there. There you go. Cosmetically nice. So as you probably noticed, this is the Lomo Diana Mini, and I never wanted the large medium format Lomo, but I always wanted to get hold of one of these because it's tiny and looks interesting, and it takes half frame photographs. So you know, getting as many photographs out of roller film is always a good idea as far as I was concerned. So we'll see what I can do. Find the other screw. Let's go down to the floor and have a look. This is going to take a while. Bear with me, people. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Found it when I leant on my elbow with it and it hurt a little bit. Anyway. Right then. Tighten up all the screws. So then, one final test. Put a film in there. So I've got here a film, which is a test film. Basically, the film has been exposed, so it's a film that you're just going to use to make sure the mechanism is working. To make sure that it's taking pictures, you put a fresh film in that has been exposed to light, like this has. Back off. Up in there, there we go. Right, so take a picture. Just from where you can see it. Wind the film on. Oh, it's moving. It's at 3 already, so I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but not very good. I'm gonna open the back and just see exactly what's going on here. Torn the film already. So right, so now I've learned that you need to be quite gentle with it. Now the shutter isn't cocked by winding the film on. Shutter is always ready to go, so you just take a picture any time. So double exposure and triple, multiple exposures are easy in one frame, but that's not good. Back. Count the sprockets actually might help to figure out what's going on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. So that's so four sprockets, which is right for one frame, because it's normally 8 sprockets across the 8 sprocket holes across one frame of film, one photograph. Let's have another go. That's yeah. Right, so that's yeah, working sort of. Test the so turn it again. Right, so it's a case of listening to the sound. So you turn it, and there's that click you're hearing in there. There you go. That advances the frame count a little bit. The thing is, you can still turn it a bit after it's clicked, so I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of frames that are not quite equally spaced apart. Not such a bad thing, because you can always worry about that afterwards. Now you can change the format from half frame to square frame mid-roll, so let's see what that does to the frame counter. So the frame count changes at the same time it did before, but the this film winding thing turns on for further than before. So focus just doing it with feel. The counter's counting nicely, which is what we want. Oh, there we go. Right, I think that's done. So button to rewind. So how will I know when it's come off? I won't. Yes, I will. There you go. So as you can see, I won't want it all the way back in, so just see if I can pull it out without, so that I don't need to get the film puller to take it all out again. No. What you need for this is a nice sharp blade. There we go. Well, I think that's a little small success. Now the frame counter hasn't gone back to 0, or E rather, which is disappointing. Maybe it needs to go all the way back to... Maybe we need to wide the film all the way through it for it to do that. Oh well, I'll try that later. Anyway, Lomo Diana Mini. We'll see what kind of pictures we get out of this tiny little baby, and I look forward to that. It's winter now, so I'm not going to be taking many photographs on film. But next time I have a gathering with the family, I'll take this little thing out and get some snaps. All I need now is the little, or the rather large Diana flash unit to put on top of there. But until I can get hold of one of those, I shall do without. Anyway, that's me messing around with this Diana Mini, and tune in next time to see what other cameras I'll be playing around with. Take care and have fun, everybody.